Hello guys, it's Chum here doing another Beyblade unboxing. This time we have the 25th anniversary set, so this is finally here. It doesn't entirely fit on screen, but close enough. I might take this sticker off, I kinda don't like it, but anyway. Here's the back. And yeah, go ahead and get this cover off real quick. And here is better look at the box. So this is really nice. You can see my light is like really distracting probably, but yeah, and then here's the all the bays, so nice look there. You also go ahead and open this up. There is some Valkyrie right here. And this will give you a nice look at some art. I believe, yeah, these should be the signatures of every artist from each generation. And then, of course, you have the actual bays right here. So, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at everything that comes in here because I'm very curious. Alright, everything out of the box now. That was a process for sure, but anyway. First up, we have the sticker sheet, instructions, whatever. Did use the stickers that were necessary. Usually I show before and after, however with this one I feel like there was just like the face stickers for the most part, so didn't really matter. And DranSwords, well, I wasn't putting the sticker on, but we've already seen DranSword before, so it didn't really matter that much. But anyway, moving on, we have the launchers. So you get 4 launchers. One for each base. So first up here we actually have Dragoon's launcher, so kind of a nice dark blue left spin launcher, but you also have a really nice red ripcord here, the Dragon Winder, so really nice. We also have the Storm Pegasis launcher here. Nice blue string launcher, light blue, so pretty nice. Nothing really too crazy about it, but still. Also have Victory Valkyrie's launcher, a little bit darker blue, black here for the prongs. This didn't actually come with Victory Valkyrie when it launched, but I guess they might be going off of the entry set, potentially, but yeah, sure not. And then we also have DranSword's launcher, probably the most uninteresting of the bunch, just black. I guess you have the gold here that says Beyblade 25th anniversary, but yeah, whatever. Also just like a really plain ripcord, so nothing too crazy here, but I mean, whatever, so there's that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the launchers. Alright, now for the bays, there's going to be a lot of back and forth here. I wasn't sure on how I want to do this video, but I feel like this will make the most sense. But anyway, start off with just going through all the parts. So first up, for Dragoon, we'll start with the ratchet since it's probably the least interesting part. We have 460, makes sense. 60 height I think is sensible for Dragoon. Also, I mean 4 sides obviously, so yeah, definitely a good part here. We also have Rubber Accel. So Rubber Accel, I mean, the grip attack base, I believe it's called. This makes sense. You have the blue rubber. Only rubber part in X so far, so this definitely is the best thing we could get for now. So anyway, and we also have Dragoon S as a blade. So a pretty nice blade, I would say. Looks good. A little bit square, but whatever. Also a bit thin, but still, for the most part, I would say it looks good. So those are all of Dragoon's parts. Moving on to Pegasus, we have the 370 ratchet. Now 370 makes sense. Well, 3 sides make sense. 70. Okay, look. Metal Fight had tracks, a height-dependent part, and it had 105, alright, Storm Pegasus. a low track. Why would you give this a 70? I don't understand that. So maybe they didn't want to reuse ratchets, but like you reuse the same bit 3 times. I don't see why you couldn't have given this 360. That would have made sense. 370, I think, was not ideal. I don't know what they were cooking with that one, but anyway. We also have rubber Accel. Makes sense as a rubber flat reference at the red rubber here. Again, just works very well. We then have the Storm Pegasus blade. So really nice blade. A little bit thin here though, I will say, but beyond that, I think this is a really nice looking blade. Also, very clever here. The stickers on the original said hybrid reel, and you can see here you got both of them represented. However, having 3 prongs, well, what do you do with the third one? You put system. Like, genuinely, that is a really clever way to kind of solve this problem. So, a pretty nice blade overall, I'd say. Now for Valkyrie, we have 260. Not a good choice. This should have been 360 as well. Maybe 370 on this one, but whole thing is that, oh, 2 sides. It pairs well with the bit to make it look like the variable driver, which I'm sorry, that's really stupid. You didn't do this on Xeno Excalibur. Probably won't happen for future burst remakes. Very much disagree with this, because, oh, these sides look like the driver. Yeah, no, I don't agree with that. I mean, it's fully translucent blue, which looks cool, but I just don't agree with the concept behind this ratchet. But anyway, we also have rubber Accel again. Got the translucent blue here. The main part is black rubber. I mean, I don't think this really represents variable very well, but at the same time, literally nothing in X right now does, so I think this is about as well as you do. I guess you could see like the gears here are kind of a little bit like, you know, the variable shape. Not really at all, but you could argue it, I guess. But yeah, it's really the best I could have done, so I'll at least give them some leeway there. But we then get to the Victory Valkyrie blade, so this looks nice. Got the different, you know, contact points here. Also, boost is pretty clearly modeled in here. See that on the side and definitely underneath. I could have done without it being to this extent, probably. I think they really went overboard here. Like, this isn't even a contact point anymore, really. At least it doesn't feel like it, so they didn't have to go that crazy to put boost in here, but it's definitely a thing that they did. You can also kind of see, like, the boost engraving is underneath there, like, really, if you really look, like, they're definitely there. You can see, like, a B engraved underneath, like, here. So really good attention to detail. I just disagree with some of the modeling choices here, but overall, it's still nice. Like, I'll still give them credit. It's still a pretty nice blade, but maybe could have been a little better. And finally, we have DranSword. I guess I'll start with the ratchet since that's what we've been doing so far. We have 360. This is the same one we got in DranSword, dark blue on the outside, transparent on the inside. It's the same 360 as we've seen before. Same case for flat, just flat. Again, DranSword has already had this exact flat, so go and move on. They make sense, but yeah. And finally here we have the DranSword blade. So I went ahead and put the stickers on because we've already seen this blade before, so I didn't really think it was worth showing without the stickers on after, but yeah. There is also a sticker for the gear chip, but like, why would you put that on? It looks awkward being on top of the gear chip cover. Also, this one's holographic, which I think looks really cool. Stickers actually add a lot, I think, you know. Obviously this blade was just kind of put here to, you know, represent Beyblade X. The other 3 are kind of the main parts. It's just kind of a nice bonus, but you know what? I think with the holographic sticker and the other stickers around here, it actually stands out pretty well, because it's just kind of DranSword aside from that, but you know, they did enough here to where I think, yeah, it definitely does warrant its spot. Alright, gonna go ahead and do the weights now. Fix that. A lot of weights to get through, so start off with Dragoon, first up here. 460, 6.14, rubber Accel, 3.15, and the Dragoon S blade, 25.39, that's terrible. That's like Ghost Circle levels of weight. Full combo here is a staggering 34.66. A lot of blades in Beyblade X are heavier than this entire combo. That's a pretty massive L, I would say. Definitely could have been better. Storm Pegasis, let's try it at 370. Alright, 6.33. Rubber Accel is 3.06, so a little bit of part variance there. Storm Pegasus blade, definitely better, not ideal, but better, 30.74 altogether. This is going to weigh in at 40.16, not that heavy, but at least like kind of respectable, I guess, not horrible. It's an improvement over Dragoon for sure. Victory Valkyrie's parts, 260 will be 6.11. Rubber Accel on this one is 3.15, and then Victory Valkyrie 33.3, actually pretty alright, I would say, so not bad for that one. I guess also full combo here is weighing in at 42.54, so not too bad actually. That's, again, respectable. Moving on to DranSword, 360, 6.18, flat 2.16, and the DranSword blade 34.86. That's actually, I think, heavier than normal. Might have gotten a slight buff there in weight, I believe, potentially. Anyway, full combo regardless will be weighing in at 43.24, about expected. Yeah, definitely fair enough. So there you go. That's my whole marathon of all of the part weights. Alright, let's go ahead and put all of these bays together now finally, and just take some looks at them, see what they're all about. Well, I guess we already know what they're all about, but still. So first up here, we have Dragoon S, 460 Rubber Accel. Looks pretty good. Again, I think four sides pairs well. Rubber Accel, perfectly fair. A little bit thin on the blade, which definitely is reflected in the weight, but yeah, I think this is a solid enough remake. Weight disc might be a little too big, I would say. And also, yeah, it's definitely too thin, but overall, pretty solid. No big complaints. Looks good for the most part, I think. And now we have Storm Pegasus. So Storm Pegasus is almost really good, I think, but does have a bit of a glaring issue, but, you know, that's fine. Not really, but anyway. So, Storm Pegasus, alright. Full combo is Storm Pegasus, 370 Rubber Accel. Again, Rubber Accel works well. Is this part too bulky? Yes, but again, it's really the only rubber part we have, so sure. Blade, I think it's mostly fine, but 370, why is this a thing? This should have been 360. Or even like 355, I mean, that'd have to be a new part, but yeah, still, I don't think this should have been a 70 height in the slightest. I would have even taken 660, honestly. I know that wasn't out yet, but still. Just something that wasn't a 70 height really needed to happen here. I don't like that, but at least the blade looks good. I mean, from a top-down view, it's nice. Has a clever, you know, sticker idea, so that's cool. But yeah, that 70 part is really bothering me about this one for sure. Alright, now for Victory Valkyrie, we got another issue, but anyway. So here is the full combo. We have Victory Valkyrie, 268 Rubber Accel. So apparently 268 Rubber Accel is supposed to make up the variable driver, which A, looks way too awkward and bulky, B, it kind of doesn't work. I don't think this should have been. Again, 3 or 6, even 9 sides honestly would have been fair, but this just doesn't really work at all. I don't know what they were doing here. And this is the one that I actually would have accepted a 70 height on. Would I prefer that? No. Would I accepted it? Sure. But yeah, I don't know what they're going for here, I'm not gonna lie, but yeah. Rubber Accel's fair, but yeah, 260, that's kind of an L, but anyway. And yeah, the boost part was modeled a little bit too prominently, I would say, but overall, it's it's fine, I guess, but yeah, I don't know about this one, honestly. And finally, we have our kind of just basic recolor here, and that is DranSword. So we'll go ahead and take a look at this, and yeah, that sure is DranSword. So we got DranSword 360 flat. Underneath, this is just straight up regular DranSword, but yeah, I think the stickers, like I said, look really nice. They add a lot, so I do like them. Nothing crazy, but yeah, just a really nice kind of upgrade to make itself notable within the set, I would say. Alright, let's go ahead and do some comparisons to other bays. So first up, I don't have an original Dragoon, but I do have the burst one. Don't mind the sticker placement, but yeah. So here it is. This one's a little bit more off-white actually, which actually I think works fine. So this one might be a little bit too white, but you can see how different generations handled a remake of the same bay. Definitely prefer the burst one. I guess the extra bulk here is nice, but yeah. I also prefer the color on this one because I think the off-white works better, but still. Overall, I do think that the burst one's a bit better. If nothing else, the Blair is better than the Blade, so yeah, it's pretty nice. Also worth noting, with Dragoon S, we actually can do something kind of cool, which is that you now actually have all of the original Bakuten shoot bays, so you can go ahead, line them all up, and yeah, they're all the S forms are in Beyblade X now, so have a shot like this, which, yeah, pretty cool. We'll see if we get more, maybe Wolborg, Gaia Dragoon, or again, like, you know, F variants, and then anything beyond Season 1, but this is definitely a nice shot to have, I would say, so definitely very cool. Now, we have Storm Pegasus, so actually go ahead and fix that, but anyway. Here's the original, which doesn't have stickers and is pretty beat up. I've had this for almost 15 years, but yeah, you can definitely tell it is very much Storm Pegasus. You can probably see what I mean. It's not really much thinner than the original, but I just feel like the scope of the bays makes it look thinner, so I wouldn't mind it if it was a little bit more. But yeah, it's not bad. You can see that, you know, X bays are a lot taller, but why is it 70? Like, come on. But yeah, definitely an awkward remake for sure, but yeah, I mean, I guess from a top-down view, though, it's pretty nice, so there's that. Also, I do have the Burst remake, which is large, but, yeah, you just see how different gens handle the same bay. I almost prefer the Burst one, despite thinking that X should do better since it's metal-based, but, yeah, I don't know. Kind of like what they did in Burst a little bit more than X, but they both have their quirks, but yeah. Original is definitely the best, which is probably, you know, what you'd expect, but whatever. We now have Victory Valkyrie compared to the original. I didn't put stickers on any of my burst bays, but yeah. Definitely see that the content points are not what they used to be. Also very awkward to compare to Burst, because to me Burst is still recent, so seeing it being remade already is a little awkward, and you can see like the boost modeling here. So yeah, do you think that the whole 260 rubber Accel idea works to make up variable? I don't, but I guess they did. But yeah, I don't agree with that, but yeah. It's alright, but yeah, original, very much a classic, so at least we got to remake it all, I guess. And now we have DranSword, so holographic sticker, plus just some extra stickers here. Blade looks a lot fancier because of that. But beyond that, I guess there's like the coating now, but that's about it. And underneath it's the exact same, so I think this is just a cooler DranSword. That's really all there is to say about that one. And finally, we have the ratings for each bay. So first up, Dragoon S. This one, conceptually, I'll give it a 5. It's solid. It's left spin. The counterpoints aren't ideal, but it's at least left spin underneath works, Rubber Accel works, everything here works. It's an effective remake. Not perfect, but effective, so I think a 5 is fair. Looks pretty good. Again, I could have, you know, had this weight disc be a little bit smaller. I think that would have been nice, but it looks pretty good. I'll give it a 6. It's definitely solid, so no huge problems with this one. Now, Storm Pegasus, on the other hand, conceptually, this one gets a 3. I think that the blade makes sense. Rubber Accel, sure, but the fact that they used a 70 height on something that was known for having a low profile track is so stupid that I'm giving it a 3. That's all I could say. As far as design goes, I'll give it a 4 because I think underneath looks really awkward, and also this looks too tall. Like, why is this a tall spay in the set? It makes no sense. But from a top-down view, it looks good, so I'll give it a 4, I think. Yeah, it could have been better, but it's not, like, terrible. But, yeah, it's something. And then for Victory Valkyrie, oh boy, Victory Valkyrie. I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 10 conceptually because these contact points are like non-existent. Like, at least Dragoons are kind of something, but these just aren't. Like, booster the contact points entirely. These parts are just weird. I don't know. I don't like that. And then this, I don't know what they're cooking here, so I'm giving it a 2. I won't give it a 1, but it's not good either. Like, Rubber Accel at least kind of does something, I guess. It's a little bit close to variable, so I can give it that much, but it's not great, especially 260. And visually, I'm gonna have to give this one a 3 because it looks decent from a top-down view, I guess, but not perfect. And then underneath here, like, this looks kind of bad in comparison to what Victory Valkyrie is supposed to be. Like, come on, what is this? So, would have preferred something else, especially for the ratchet, but yeah, that's kind of that. But yeah, those are my different ratings for each bay, so hopefully those made enough sense. They aren't exactly positive, but they're definitely ratings, so I guess that's something. Also, no rating for DranSword because it's a recolor. It's not really, you know, a unique bay, but I will say it does look very cool, so that's something, and I can't get these to stand up properly. It's a little awkward, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, it's that. Come on, could you stand up? No? Alright, I'll try and fix this while I talk, but yeah, overall, I think this set, despite the fact that I do have some pretty massive issues with some of these bays, like, there's just certain things I think they got very wrong that shouldn't have been wrong, but at the same time, it is still a really nice set. Like, having every kind of first bay, in a sense at least, is really cool. Like, definitely makes sense for 25th anniversary set. Also very cool that we at least got launchers for all of them, and that's nice. So, although I am, you know, a little bit disappointed with some of the bays, I just think that conceptually the set is really, really cool. Definitely a worthwhile thing to, I'd say, pick up if you are a long-time Beyblade fan. Although it is a little bit expensive, but still, it's very cool. Definitely a nice display piece, if nothing else. But, yeah, the bays themselves are not ideal, but it is still a cool set, so I still do like it overall. But, that's basically everything I have for this video. It was kind of a long video, I think, but, yeah. 4 bays to go over, so I guess naturally it's going to be kind of long. But, all that said, that's all, so thanks for watching, and bye-bye.